right, guys. Good to see everybody. After a review of the film, first of all, our guys played hard. I thought they prepared very well. After looking at the tape, number one, as coaches, we need to put them in a better position to have success. And number two is when they're in the position to have success, they have to execute. Overall, though, I thought our players had a lot of want-to. There was a lot of mistakes made, and most of the mistakes can be fixed by coaching, getting them better. I take the responsibility of myself. We've moved on. We've watched the tape yesterday. We dealt with it, the 24-hour rule. Now on to McNeese. A little bit about McNeese. Obviously, they're coached by Frank Wilson, who I believe is one of the greatest assistant coaches that ever came to LSU. He's a great recruiter. I worked with Frank. He's a great coach. I'm glad he's coaching my son. I'm glad we play in McNeese. I love playing in-state schools. I think that is good for the state, and we're glad that McNeese is coming to LSU. A little bit about McNeese. Obviously, we're playing spread offense. My son Cody's the quarterback. Josh Matthews, he and Josh have had a good career so far together. They are good players. Now, defense, Isaiah Chambers, All-American, outstanding rusher. I think he's a transfer from Houston. They play a 4-2-5 and a spread on offense. Out for this game is Sonny, John Trey, Austin Deckles, Ali Gay, and Cam Wire. All right, any questions? Oh, yeah, well, last thing, I'd like to thank all of our fans that showed up in Los Angeles. It was a great venue. I want to thank all those guys that came there, came to Los Angeles. Our team, myself, we really appreciate it. We look forward to playing in Tiger Stadium. Look forward to Tiger Walk being full. We look forward to Tiger Stadium being full and get back on a winning track. Any questions?
Hey, Ed, I have two. I'll start with the second one that just popped because the offensive line. How do you manage that position with those two guys being out?
Yeah, guys are going to have to step up. Charles is going to have to step up. Anthony Bradford step up. Chason Hines a little bit beat up. He's going to have to step up. We're going to have to play some young guys. We're going to mix and match and see what's the best thing for our team.
In pregame, I saw you were pretty animated with DJ and Jake. Did you, as a defensive coach, did you sense maybe some of those issues before the game?
As far as what, Mike? Dominic?
Just being easily defendable, like just the stuff that you guys are going to be running. Did you feel like we need to be more diverse?
Oh, no, there's no question. They did a good job. They knew what we were doing. They out-schemed us in a lot of situations on offense and defense. We spent a lot of time on Sunday going through those things, and we got to eliminate those things. There's a lot of things we could have eliminated as coaches, and we didn't do it.
Hey, Coach, a lot of the offensive linemen, obviously you recruited, other big schools wanted them too. Has it been frustrating that you haven't been able to build your two deep and some of those younger guys just haven't been able to get on the field?
Yes, it has. And, look, man, we won a lot of games with Austin Deckles and Ed Ingram. Those guys, we won a championship with those guys. Those guys started as freshmen in the swamp. So, those guys are good football players, and I believe in them. It's a shame that we lost our left tackle right before the season. I think that hurt us a little bit, and Liam's back. But we got to have more continuity. They just got a new offensive line coach. I'm not making an excuse for them, but it's different for the guys. It's going to take time for them to gel. I believe in Brad. I believe in this offensive line. Some of these young guys are going to have to step up.
Hey, you did find a few runs on that opening drive to start the second half before the turnover, right? Did you find you were
Yeah, we felt like we had to come out and run the football. We felt a couple of cracks in their defense. I thought our guys made a couple of adjustments at halftime that worked, but still, it was nowhere the variety of runs. It was nowhere the style of runs in which we need to run at LSU. And we had a meeting on that, and that's going to get fixed.
Hey, Coach, given the circumstances of how the last weekend went, the immediate move, and then going all the way to Cali for the game, how much do you think the impact of the past week affected the gameplay itself?
Yeah, I would like to think zero. Now, I don't know if it did or not. And because we were lucky, like I said, administration let us go to Houston. We were kind of in a little cocoon there. But I do believe, maybe the guys were a little bit affected about their families, and that's a natural thing. But I felt like we had good practices. I felt like we traveled well. I felt like we were ready to play the game. I didn't see many distractions during the week besides us having to move and their families being in harm's way.
Coach, switching gears a little bit to McNeese, we got to talk to Cody yesterday, and he said that you were watching the West Florida film and kind of were able to talk to him a little bit about that. What was that conversation like?
Well, it's kind of like it was the first time I got to watch it, and I want to evaluate our opponent, but I also want to cheer for my son. So it was a little bit different. But you know what? I thought he made some good throws. They moved him out. They spread him out. I thought Josh made some good catches. I thought that they had a good game plan. It looked like they played well. A little bit more in sync. Is the second year under the same offense. So I thought the timing was okay. It was pretty good. I thought he scrambled pretty good. I thought the offensive line blocked better.
Hey, Ed, Wilson, the Advocate. You mentioned that when they got the Hurricanes. I mean, these two teams, McNeese and LSU, probably understand what it's like to go through a hurricane as well as anyone, and you know it being from La Rose.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Just seeing your hometown be affected by that, and seeing so many people in a state that you know so well be affected by these things.
Yeah, I wanted to use an internal motivation. I wanted to win for them as bad as anybody, and I'm more disappointed in the loss than a lot. And but you know what? You got when you start playing for that and stuff like that, it kind of gets out of why you're playing the game. You know, you got to play the game to win and focus on the fundamentals. And I wanted to win just as bad as anybody else for the people in the Rose and the people in Louisiana. It just didn't happen. But, hey, it's the beginning of the year. I do believe we have a great team. I do believe we have a great season. And it starts this week with McNeese.
Hey, Coach, this is Glenn West with LSU Country. I think this morning in your interview, you're saying one of the things that was, I guess, disappointing with the defense was kind of the crossing routes, the issues you guys had with the crossing routes. I'm just curious as to how you can, improve on that in a week's time, and just kind of who are some of the players you're hoping will step up.
Well, we went back and we looked at why we're not covering them. We had an extensive meeting on that. We came up with some drills to help our guys cover the certain crossing routes that we've seen. We had seen some different stuff that they hadn't seen. We saw some different stuff that we hadn't showed them in practice. So that's coaching. And so I think we fixed that. We made a couple of adjustments, a couple of calls that when they get in a couple of formations that we can take the heat off of the crossing routes. So I know we made some adjustments this week. I saw live action the first time with our defensive coordinator, so he's got to learn our players got to learn our defensive coordinator, and we got to make a big jump this week.
Coach Mike Scarborough with TigerBait.com. How lengthy is the list of things that you have to get fixed in a hurry, and what are going to be the few easiest things that you're going to be able to fix the quickest? Yeah,
I think that when you look at the film, the thing I was most pleased with the effort and the want-to of the players. There was no question about that. It's been like that. It was been like that every day of practice. So the leadership, the continuity of the team, everything else can be fixed. But that right there, to me, is the most important. They've got it. Great leadership, a great team unity. Now, it's fundamentals. It comes down to stance, alignment, assignment, simplifying stuff. Make sure, let's see example for offense. We have to protect the quarterback better. Whatever that takes to protect the quarterback, we cannot let our quarterback get hit. And we got to have short, easy throws and put the ball in our playmakers' hands in space and let them make plays. So that, and have a more variety in our run game. So we got to get that going. On defense, we got to be able to stop the run. Whatever that takes, whatever we got, gap football, whatever it takes to stop the run, we got to do that and eliminate the explosive plays. We had 11 explosive plays, and that's way too many.
Yeah, just to kind of follow up on the offensive line. I mean, is there a clear thing that's pinpointable that needs to be fixed, or is it more just about continuity and guys needing time together?
I think there's some. We need to help them out in the variety of runs that we run. I think if you only run one or two runs, people are going to key in. Or they know what you're running. They're going to overload the box, and they practice those runs, and here they are. And, they get coached too. I think that the more we can get the ball outside with our players, the more we can have gap schemes, the more we can help our offensive linemen out, the better we're going to be. I think it starts with us as coaches. We got to help them out.
Coach, two questions. Did you mention John Emery earlier? What's his status with the
game?
Yeah,
it's unknown right now. I will not know until the end of the week. Right now he's unavailable. That could change. I will not know that till Friday.
And it looked like you were kind of kidding when you were talking to the guy before the game as you walked in. Were you just kind of kidding around, or did he make you at with what he said about the previous UCLA game you had?
No, that was all in fun. All that wasn't fun.
Gotcha.
Hey, Ed, Sheldon Mickles at The Advocate. I know it'd be more fun if you had won this past week, but how special and unique is it to go against your son? And also, second, you have the book. He was joking yesterday. It's going to be a 3-on-1 Orgeron advantage for you guys. You got the book on him, but does he have the book on you? What does he bring?
Yeah, first of all, the game's about LSU winning. We had to win the game. It's about LSU McNeese. And but personally, I'm proud of Cody. You think about Cody, he walked on at McNeese. He was the 6th string quarterback and standing in line. And now he's one of the few players left in that class. And he earned a scholarship. He's graduated. He's going to get his graduate degree. So we're proud of him, And Cody was always been a late bloomer. He was a tennis player. His brother was the star football player, but he caught up his senior year. He brought his team to the semis. But you know what? Playing against Cody is going to be pretty cool. I know he's going to be talking some smack. I know he'll come to the sideline and talk a little smack. He knows all our players. He's excited to play in Death Valley. For a guy, a quarterback from McNeese to come to LSU and play in Death Valley, he's really excited about that. But once the game starts, it's going to be competition. I'm the head coach at LSU, and he's the quarterback at McNeese. We both got to do what we can to win the game. Thank you. Thanks for asking that.
Yeah, Ron Higgins, Tiger, right? You talked about having more diversity in the run game and different formations and different plays. Did you not know that was not in the game plan for this opener? And secondly, couldn't that be adjusted during the game?
Yeah, around we last spring we went through our core runs, and we put up 5 basic core runs that we want to run. Now, obviously, there was going to be some other runs that you sprinkle in the game plan and stuff. Now, those 5 core runs are going to be run through different formations, motions, and shifts. I think the game plan got dwindled down a little bit because of the blitzes, because of the stunts that they were doing, and we felt sometimes that we may be running into them. I have to check out of them. So I think it's a combination of what they were doing and a combination of us just doing a little bit better.
Coach, this is Josh Sibley with Louisiana Gridiron Football. You had spoken previously about limiting the RPO with Max, and I know you wanted to limit the possibility of injury, but do you plan on allowing Max to use his legs and run the ball a little bit more?
Yeah.
And also to follow up, do you think it limited Max last week too much to not have that ability?
First of all, we never told him not to run. Okay, and he could have run anytime he wanted to if he needed to scramble. We need to run a couple of more zone read options with him. We ran some, and there were some situations that I think he could have pulled it, and he could have outran the guy. So I think it's a combination of both, but no way did we mean to limit Max's mobility and him extend plays with his feet. Anytime he felt the need to scramble or run, he has the freedom to do that. Nobody told him not to run. But we're not going to run quarterback powers with him, quarterback leads, and just have a quarterback run offense. We're not going to do that.
Hey, Coach, it's Brett Martell here with AP. How are you?
Good.
So I'm just curious about just the psychology of a dad when you think about all the ways and the language you've used to implore defensive linemen. I know that's your specialty to get after the quarterback.
Yeah.
You're probably pretty passionate in the way you've tried to convey that at
Yeah.
times. When the guy you're telling him to basically pile on top of this, I mean, how do you deal with that? I mean, is it challenging?
Yeah, it is challenging, but I'm a coach the way I know how to coach. And I may tone down a couple of words I use because it is my son. But besides that, Cody knows we're coming, man. Hey, we're hungry. We have this taste in our belly, and we're coming, and McNeese is on our way. He understands that.
Yeah, Ron Higgins again. Can you say, not naming names, but how many players were suspended for this game?
I'll just show you the guys that are unavailable, and that's unavailable.
I mean, and when you look at suspensions, Do you kind of space them out for non-conference games most of the time? That's what you try to do?
Yeah, we can't do that. Yep. We can't do that. Yep.
Okay.
Good question.
Hey, Coach, this is Shea Dixon with 24/7. Is coming off a game like that and going into a game like McNeese, is this a time where, as a coach, you kind of want to get some other guys out there in spots and see what they look like, or is it more about let's keep moving forward with the guys we had and try to clean things up from there?
Yeah, just moving forward, the guys we have, let's play. We got to play. We got to play better. And obviously, you never can tell. McNeese is going to come in here and give us a game. Look, hey, the 2019 team, I think, Northwestern had us at halftime or something like that. These guys are going to come play their best game. There is no planning on pulling back or nothing like that. We got to get better with our football team. So, however the game goes, now if we can put guys in at the end or whatever, we can put them in. But we got to play our best to beat McNeese. We got to play our best to get this taste out of them out and start feeling good.
Sorry. I was going to say with one more, just what did you think of Besh and Brian Thomas? I know they didn't get a ton of looks, but did you see enough to think those are guys that are going to help you out this year?
Excellent. Excellent. They've been excellent in camp, all our young receivers. And Besh made some good plays, made some good catches. Brian Thomas looked like he belonged out there. We need to play him more.
And just to injury things, Jay Ward, Jared Small, what's their status? I think Fox reported that Jared is out for the year. With the
Jared will be out for the year. No question about that. I'm not sure about Jay Ward yet. We're going to see it then. He's questionable. I would list him doubtful for this week. We'll see. But I'll know more about Friday.
Coach, how wild is it that Bobby Hebert, the quarterback, had the lineman's son, and you, the lineman, had the quarterback?
That's a good question, Glenn. I can't figure that out. But I never thought of it that way. That's funny.
Coach, to your knowledge, in not even just in college football, in pro as well, has there ever been a coach coaching against his son, and not just like, an offensive-minded coach, but you're a defensive-minded coach, and you're going against your game plan for your son?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not a history buff. I haven't checked it, but I think that John Elway went against his daddy one time, and obviously that was on a big stage. And no, I don't know of any instance that has happened. I'm looking forward to it. Bobby April is a mentor of mine. He said, "Man, enjoy this. This is a special moment," and it is. And for me to be the head coach at LSU, and for Cody to be the quarterback at McNeese, and us to play together, he called me today. He said, "Hey, Dad, I only get 4 more tickets. Can you help me with tickets?"
Hey, Coach, watching the tape, when Max got the ball out on time, y'all had some success.
Yeah.
Did you see some positive there
that
you can build on?
Oh, yeah. You look at we came out there smoking, man. It looked like offense. We were going, and all of a sudden, we started getting pressure on the quarterback. He missed several balls. As you know, you all saw number 33 was wide open. We missed that ball. Some balls were low. He was really good at times. Times he's got to get better. But again, it's his first start, but his first time. He's the man. He's the quarterback, and we're gonna give him time to get better. But he needs to improve.
Did you see some jitters that maybe we didn't see last year?
Yeah, a little bit of hesitation, but look, those guys were in the face. They were loading it up. There was zero blitz, and he was getting hit, and he was tough. He hung in there. I said, get Garrett ready, and he didn't come out. And, he got hit way too much.
Coach, did anything shock or surprise you about the game? Something in camp that you thought was strong here, and then it didn't play out that way?
I felt that we were going to play really well. I felt that we could match them up, obviously. I thought that the game was going to be tight. I knew that. Cause when I watched them play against Hawaii, I knew that was a lot better football team. You could tell. I do believe that the will to fight and everything was there. I just wish we'd have coached them better. I got to put that on me. I think offensively and defensively, we could have did some things better in camp, prepare our guys to play a better football game. That's the thing I'm most disappointed in, the preparation that we had as coaches going into the game.
And you mentioned Max real quick. Is there something to be said? He didn't play against crowds last year. Some of these guys are getting crowds for the first time, opposing crowds.
Yeah, you know, that's true. That's true, Jacques. But knowing him, man, that crowd probably fired him up. But, hey, you know what? We'll see. He's got to get better this week. He knows some things to improve. And hopefully I can get Garrett in this week. I plan on playing Garrett. Let him play and get some snaps, and let's see what he can do.
Hey, just one more on Cody. I know in the NFL, sometimes when brothers play against each other, they have to cut it off during the week. When are you cutting it off with Cody with the phone calls?
Never. That's my son. Never.
All week long?
That ain't.
Okay, all week?
That's my son. I text him 3 or 4 times a day. We call 3 or 5. Me and Cody are best friends, so that ain't never gonna stop.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hey, Coach. This is William with Tiger Racket. 2 parts. I want to ask you in relation to solving some of the crossing route issues. Is it more of a playing more zone? Is it personnel? You've got to get better, get different personnel on the field?
Well, as far as the crossing routes, I do believe is zone. You know, sometimes we have some match zone principles that we have to look at, see if our guys can trust their keys and get it. They were showing some different keys that were putting them in a confusing situation that was allowing those crossing routes. And we looked at it, and we looked at the terminology and what we're doing. So we fixed a couple of things this week. We made some adjustments if they get that look again, and hopefully that we can cover them.
And second of all, just any consideration that you might want to get Nussmeier a series or so, and maybe Corey Kiner a series, that kind of thing?
Yeah, no question. I want those guys to play. Kevin wanted to put in Corey last week, but it just wasn't an opportune time. The kid deserved a chance, but we just couldn't afford him going in there with the game like it was. Those guys I plan on playing this week for sure.
And Brett wanted me to ask you if you'd ever had a opposing quarterback ask for extra tickets.
No, I never had no way.
That is fun. I had a question, and it goes back to the coaching, and I just wonder how much of this can you really only fix in hindsight? And, you know, at the beginning of the year, you said you wanted to be more involved and you were going to fix the things when you saw them go wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have your opportunity now.
Yeah.
Is it one of the things where, man, obviously if you'd known you'd done it sooner, but you really couldn't know until you saw what your team was?
Exactly right. You're exactly right. And look, they gave us some challenging stuff, tackle over stuff, end over stuff. Almost every down was a slide the front, adjust the back end, and they were going fast. So it was a challenging offense. We knew that going into it. I wish I'd have prepared the team better. Now that I knew what he was doing, I think I could have showed the team more of that. So that falls on me. But all the things that we saw on tape, we spent 8 hours on the tape on Sunday, are all fixable. Everyone can be fixed.
Coach Scooter Hobbs in Lake Charles, you were at every McNeese game last spring. What difference did you notice from watching the tape of their opener? And also, how much time has Cody spent around LSU's practices and stuff?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I do believe that they were more in sync. I thought on offense, I studied the offense more, obviously, because I'm a defensive coach, and I thought they got rid of the ball quick. They moved Cody around. They sprint him out. They had some boots, which is his strength. I thought they caught the ball well. I thought they had a good plan. Cody comes around here all the time. Our players love him. He's at our practices. He comes to our practice. Frank Wilson, their staff came to our practices. Cody comes throw the football on the field here. So he's a member of my family, just like anybody else. He's around.
Hey, Coach, this is Josh Sibley again. What is the status of Coy Moore? He seemed to have success on big third down in the first half, and kind of seemed to disappear in the second.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to disappear. We need to find him, and he's good. He's okay. Yeah, he had a nagging injury throughout the summer, but is fully healthy now. He's in good shape, and there's nothing wrong with him. So, yes, we do need to get the ball to him. We need to get the ball to Keyshawn Butte earlier. I thought he had a fantastic night with 9 catches, whatever it is. The guy's a dynamite player, but we need to find him early.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.